At a briefing that we're going to talk about for the severe threat across parts of the Ohio Valley today. So we have this slight threat that we are looking at, and looking at the discussion, we are seeing that there is a slight risk of severe thunderstorms late this afternoon into tonight across southern portions of the Great Lakes region in the Ohio Valley into parts of the Mid-Atlantic coast region. Severe thunderstorms are possible late this afternoon through tonight across southern portions of the Great Lakes region into the Ohio Valley and Mid-Atlantic. Strongest storms will pose a threat for very large and damaging hail, as well as a potentially damaging wind gusts, and perhaps at least some risk for a tornado. So we're going to look at the kind of what we're looking at for the whole day. So kind of looking at the whole country, we're seeing hail, and we have two areas. We have the Ohio Valley area, and there's also down in the south. But we're going to focus on this briefing what is happening up in the Great Lakes in the Ohio Valley. So our hail is significant across the entire state of Ohio and Indiana and the parts of Michigan and even in that little corner of Illinois. Our real focus today is going to be on the Indiana-Ohio border, though. Wind is just about the same as what the categorical was showing, just that slight chance, and we're going to see, some of these storms are going to have some high wind gusts with them because we will see some supercell development later on in the day. So our tornado outlook, we are looking in the northern Indiana, Ohio, and southern Michigan. We're going to see these storms produce. The highest chance is going to be either the mid-afternoon or into tonight. So looking at kind of the composite reflectivity showing you where all the storms are at, as we go through the morning hours into the afternoon, we see that system that went through central Ohio early this morning kind of dissipate, and it just kind of splits apart. And we see the system in the south kind of throw itself out there, and it kind of expels into the ocean. So we do see, however, into Arkansas and Tennessee, a single storm system with a clump of supercells that kind of produces and then goes to the east. Well, at that same time, looking back up into Illinois, we see a cell produce that will end up being a supercell in a matter of minutes as some daytime convection and the heating allows for kind of some of that. So what we're seeing over the Great Lakes is basically some of that building of the supercells. And we're going to see those all clump together as we get closer into the evening hours. And they're going to completely collect as a group of supercells. And then we're going to see them work their way into parts of Indiana and then into Ohio as the evening goes on. So looking at your supercell composite, this is going to show us, where the supercells are going to be in that. So keep in mind where all those storms were. And as we go through the day, we are looking, and really the strongest supercells are going to happen in central and northern Indiana, and then they're going to occur in the central to northwestern corner of Ohio. And as we go through the day, we're going to see some of those kind of drop off, but we will see overall some of those strongest storms being there, but then we'll see that energy kind of regain itself down to the south parts of Missouri, Illinois, and Indiana, and we'll see that trend overnight as the severe storms pose a nocturnal threat. So we're going to see those, and we're going to see it kind of feeding the system. And where this is happening is not going to be where the rainfall is and everything. This is the energy that is feeding to the northeast. That's what's making this storm system so dangerous, is the fact that there's nothing really blocking it. It's just additional energy. So looking at your SIGTOR, your significant tornado parameter, we are seeing really the storm systems making their way into the Ohio northeast, some supercells throughout the day. Those ones are going to have a chance. So we could see one or two of those go severe. But really in the overnight hours, we're seeing that storm system that makes its way towards Toledo and up near Fort Wayne. That is what's allowing for this highest chance of tornadoes. So we're going to see that. And we also see that across central Indiana feeding that system, that line of supercells. So that is something as we go into the overnight we can see is going to be dangerous, and those are going to be some long-track supercells. So that basically is what is happening today. That's your whole briefing right there. It is going to be a line. It's not a whole event of constant one after another big supercells. They are a system, and then in the morning here is a thunderstorm system, and then there's going to be 1 or 2 thunderstorms throughout the day across parts of the Great Lakes that'll be kind of popping up supercells, and those will have the best chance of going severe. And then we see in the night hours, just around sunset and then into the overnight hours, that's where we're going to see the most severe storms. That's where we have the most SIGTOR, the highest chance of tornadoes, the highest chance of supercells are in there, and the HRRR is showing those models are showing it being severe. And NAM agrees with it, but the HRRR I think shows a little bit better of what thunderstorms going to be severe. So looking back at your discussion again, severe thunderstorms are possible late this afternoon through tonight across southern portions of the Great Lakes region into the Ohio Valley and the Mid-Atlantic. Strongest storms will pose a threat for very large and damaging hail, as well as potentially damaging wind gusts, and perhaps at least some risk for a tornado. So we're not guaranteeing tornadoes, but that SIGTOR is showing that those storms have the potential for it. It's not like they need the energy; they have the energy. It's just if they're going to go severe. So that does it for your briefing, and I hope you all stay safe today. If you're in this region, just be weather ready. Have your NOAA weather radio on for those updates and be watching your radar and news. So that about does it. We hope to see you tomorrow for our forecasts.